Hey, what's up guys, Bajheera here. This is going to be part 3 of my 5.3 warrior guide. In this video we're going to go over your basic rotation, which ends up breaking down into more of a priority system. And then we're going to have a look at some 2v2 arenas to go over some basic battle tactics. So, what your opening rotation is often going to look like is you're going to charge in, you're going to apply your hamstring, you're going to apply your mortal strike, then you're going to Colossus smash your target and begin to overpower them. Now, after you do that basic opening rotation, your ability usage is actually going to take more of the shape of a priority system, where you're going to be favoring Mortal Strike over Colossus Smash, over Overpower, over Slam, over Heroic Strike. And the reason why that is because the way your rage generation works, especially in defensive stance, which you're going to be using a lot in Arena, is you want Mortal Strike to be generating you rage, Colossus Smash to be costing you no rage at all, Overpower to be using a little bit of rage, but also decreasing the cooldown of your Mortal Strike, and then both Slam and Heroic Strike are going to cost you a high amount of rage. But Slam has its usefulness in burst. It definitely deals good damage and can work as a nice filler in case you have no abilities to use that don't cost rage. And Heroic Strike is really only for like pure burst, or if you're rage capped and you want to throw some extra damage in there. So the overarching principle of all this talk about ability usage and priority and rotation is you want to make sure that you have as close to as possible 100% hamstring, Mortal Strike, and Colossus Smash uptime, because those are your biggest and most useful debuffs, and those will help you deal the most damage possible. Since hamstring will allow you to stick to your target, Mortal Strike will reduce the healing they're taking, and Colossus Smash will increase the damage you're dealing to them. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at some arenas and watch this basic rotation in action, and I'm also going to show you a few little things that you might want to have in mind in Arena that might help you be successful if you're just starting off as a warrior. First random tip is if you're ever fighting a warlock, charge out of those gates as fast as you can, because if they're smart, they're going to be getting to a pillar or getting to anywhere they can and laying down one of their portals as fast as possible. So if you can interrupt that portal, go for it. That's a really good idea. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start on the warlock, force this Resto Druid to apply all of his healing over time spells to the warlock, and then I'm going to switch as soon as he tries to cast a casted spell. I'm going to pop all my cooldowns, shockwave him, and deal as much damage as possible before I get peeled. I do get peeled pretty hard here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit whatever I can, which is the Warlock. I'm cleaving them down and getting them both to around half health here. I do fear the Druid there. My fear does not fear the Warlock, unfortunately, so I get feared on his cast. But, you know, that's just the way the game's working right now. Sometimes your fears don't fear, and that's really lame. Speaking of other bugs to watch out for, if you Heroic Leap and charge, as you see, the Druid got stunned, but my charge didn't actually take me to him, so those are two really frustrating bugs that we've already seen in this one game, so be on the lookout for that. It's not your fault, like, it's just there's warrior bugs, but you can still be successful. Catch this Druid in a shockwave, no cooldowns, no trinket, he's dead. So in that game, the basic idea, especially when fighting Resto Druid teams, is switch often, switch with HOTS, and you'll whittle away at their mana pool and their health bars, and then swap to one of them in a stun while your partner can CC the other one, and you can probably score a kill. So in this next match, we're going to be fighting an Unholy DK and Holy Paladin. Very strong comp, probably one that you're going to be seeing quite often. I'm going to start on this Death Knight, charge, hamstring, Mortal Strike, Colossus Smash, get all my debuffs up on him. And I'm also going to apply a Thunderclap, because he is going to be dealing some physical damage, and I want to limit that as much as possible, give my healer the best chance at surviving, because I too am also going to swap to his Holy Paladin, and I'm going to wait, I'm going to sit back, get a charge on as many people as possible, and I'm going to wait for a good position shockwave, get it on the Death Knight, the Holy Paladin, and the Gargoyle, with my cooldowns, and without the DK peeling for this Paladin, I am going to get a bop out of the Paladins. As soon as that bop comes out, I'm not going to wait for my Priest to mass dispel it, I'm not going to shatter it myself, I'm going to charge the DK, pop Sweeping Strikes, and I'm going to cleave down his pet. I do try to kick the Paladin there, I either missed the kick or he has Aura Mastery. It looked like he had Aura Mastery, but whatever. I missed the interrupt there, but I do put him in a full fear, so this is going to give me a really nice chance to get some damage up on the Death Knight, get him low enough where we can still work with CCing a little bit further. My Priest gets him in a very short fear. I also Shockwave at the same time just to, you know, provide my own CC in case Poisty wasn't able to follow up. I'm going to focus charge that heal, so the Death Knight is still in lots and lots of trouble. The Paladin is not going to be able to get any healing, at least not from casted spells. Any sort of healing is going to have to be instant. Meanwhile, my Priest Poisty is going to get the Paladin into mind control, run over there and fear them right out of the mind control. So at this point, the Paladin has had no ability to get any heals on his Death Knight. He cannot bubble because he bopped himself. He cannot trinket because he has no trinket. And his DK is being faced with his Paladin in a full fear and then another mind control. So really, really nice play by Poisty. It really helps out to have a beastly partner like him. You can work together, time your CC well, and score kills. So we're going to jump right into this match. This has been going on for a while. We've been having a pretty long, drawn-out battle with this BM Hunter Disc Priest team. What I've been doing against this team is I've been hitting the Hunter whenever possible, eating as many traps as possible, but also swapping back and forth between the Hunter and the Priest to pressure the Priest a little bit, try to whittle away at both of their health bars, make sure the Priest doesn't just tunnel heals into one person, has to swap his shields around a little bit. So you see the Hunter gets low, I see the Priest starting to heal him, so I am going to swap over to the Priest. He's going to try to mind control me for a bit. They're in a little bit of a peel mode because, as you can see, our health bars aren't looking too bad. We're both at 100%, and theirs are both around 50 to 60%. So I'm doing a good job at applying pressure. Poisty is doing an excellent job of CCing and avoiding CC on his own. So I'm able to just train this Priest, but I do see the Hunter going for a trap. So I wanted to hop over by Poisty, make sure that that trap doesn't go down, and if it does, then I'm there to take it because, you know, don't want to get in CC. But regardless, still taking quite a bit of damage, so I am going to pop a few defensive cooldowns. Not going to do anything too drastic, just going to make sure that I have enough health to survive, so I'm going to pop my Rallying Cry. That's going to be a very useful cooldown for you. It's going to give you and your entire party and or raid an extra 20% health. So if you're getting pretty low health but don't want to pop necessarily anything that's going to reduce damage on yourself, you just want to make sure that your health's high enough not to get kill shot or something like that, go ahead and pop that Rallying Cry. It's also really good if your healer's in the same scenario. So take a look at the trinket scenario. I've got Gladius, which shows me the trinket situation of both of my opponents. I see that neither of them have trinkets, so I'm going to put the Priest into a full fear, heroic leap on top of the Hunter, shockwave him, pop my cooldowns, take him from about 50% health to dead in the duration of that fear, and Poisty's follow-up fear. Awesome coordination, awesome CC chaining, just 2 fears back-to-back, no trinkets, with a shockwave and cooldowns on the Hunter. It's going to be a good chance for you to secure a win. So this next match is going to be up against the Disc Priest and Ret Paladin. Now, Ret Paladins have received some buffs recently, so definitely nothing to be taken lightly. I'm going to start off in battle stance here, and you can watch as my health pool sort of just melts. I don't think he's even popping cooldowns on me, just dealing lots and lots of damage. It's something to be aware of. But I'm gonna go in. The Priest is gonna get lots of shields and heals on the Paladin, so I'm gonna hit the Priest a little bit. I want to see what this Paladin does if I do indeed hit his Priest. He's gonna get his pet out. Looks like he pops wings even. So he is popping some pretty good cooldowns on me, and I dropped down to 50% pretty rapidly. So I am going to go into defensive stance. Defensive stance is going to be a huge tool for you guys if you feel like you are taking too much damage. You can still generate plenty of rage. Just be careful with your heroic striking and your slamming. But if you want to, feel free to go back to battle stance if you're not taking damage. It is kind of risky in 3s, but in 2s, I definitely will go into battle stance sometimes. I do like hitting this Priest here, so I'm going to follow him behind the pillar a bit. But since Poisty got the Priest into a full fear, this is a good chance for me to pop cooldowns on the Paladin. So, same deal. Full fear, I'm going to get him in a shockwave and pop my cooldowns. He's going to bubble. I'm going to cast my Shattering Throw. Poisty's cast is faster. I ain't even mad though because now I got an armor debuff on the Ret, and we can deal some nice damage to him. And maybe once we get one little focus charge, another little very, very tiny fear on that Priest, it's going to give us a chance to get some damage on this Ret Paladin who got feared into a bad spot and secure a kill before the Priest can respond. So nice little back and forth exchanges, switching back and forth between the Priest and the Ret. A lot of times as a warrior, one of the biggest tips I can give you guys is to hit what you can. Conscious, intentional swaps to, you know, force heals on a different target, just force a player to pay attention to different targets. That's going to help, but just hitting what you can is also important as well. You always want to keep your damage up because it is gonna accomplish that goal of, you know, making them pay attention to different targets, making them heal different targets. But you know, you also just don't want to be useless. But here, this is the kind of game where I felt like I was just messing around a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but fighting a Resto Shaman BM Hunter, I was hitting the pet a little bit because the pet was just there, and a hunter without a pet is a quite useless hunter. So especially in 3s, I've seen a lot of people recently just training pets, killing pets. Any class has a pet, you just kill it, make them useless, and it's kind of lame, but it's a strat. So poor Kato was taking the brunt of my aggression early on, and then I just decided I'm gonna hit the Shaman for a little while. Now this is a weird ass shockwave. Like, I missed the Shaman with my shockwave, which is embarrassing and lame, but it's all good because I get him behind the pillar. The hunter does not peel for his Shaman. Healing Tide or not, you're gonna get executed for 150k, and that's that. It's kind of a weird game, but you can see that swaps to the healer, especially in a shaman team when the DPS is not going to peel for them, can be very, very effective. In most of these games, we've gotten kills by CCing the healer and killing the DPS, but in this game, I was able to pop cooldowns on an unsuspecting shaman and take them out. Another neat little tip against hunters is that you can actually spell reflect their traps. So as you see, he lays a trap down there, whip out my sword and shield, spell reflect that bad boy, and just going about my business. But he's also going to try to drop a trap on Poisty, so I'm going to heroic leap on top of that trap. Even though it was nowhere near him, it wasn't going to land. I'll take the trap anyway. But one of the issues that I have, I do enjoy making these instructional videos, but one of the issues that I have is that, like, it seems like there's so much to learn and so much for me to tell you. So a lot of times I try to sort of give you the basics so that we can build off of those basics and talk about things more like what we did today with this arena match, with all these arena matches. So hopefully these the basic rotation, basic priority system thing helped you, and hopefully some of these arena matches, as you continue to watch them, you continue to understand them more, and as you continue to understand them more, they will actually provide more information for you. They will be more informative and more helpful to you in becoming a better warrior and a better WoW player. At least that's my hope. So thank you so much for watching. Please continue to let me know about things that you'd like to see in these videos, because I'm happy to continue to make instructional content for you. It's just really always nice to know exactly what you guys have in mind for questions, because if not, I'll just keep making these arena commentaries, and that's my favorite sort of thing to do. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!